I think it was a day back in 1998, kind of a tired day. I was laying on a small hill beside McIntosh Pond. So a small pond located near the intersection of Bee Ridge Road and McIntosh Road. And I was laying on a small hill right near where there's a big pine tree that starts as one and separates into two. Well, anyway, I never spent any nights there, but back then when I was forced to be homeless, I spent some hours of some days getting some extra rest. And on the particular day, early in the afternoon, I was startled when I felt something on my ankle, my right ankle, and I hurriedly shook my ankle and looked. And when I looked, I wished I had remained still instead. It had been a dove approached that had gently touched the tip of its beak to my ankle, and my shaking of my ankle caused the dove to fly backwards just for a moment, but then stayed near, and I started to think maybe the dove is indicating that I should visit somebody. So I thought, well, maybe I should visit a church that I had been passing along the road on a bus but never stopped into. So I forget whether I walked or rode a bus, but I ended up traveling to on Bee Ridge Road to beyond Interstate 75 to a church that was named Faith Baptist. I think it was named Faith Baptist Church. So anyway, I walked in, and a pretty young lady was working as a receptionist, and I greeted her nicely, and I said that I'd experienced some rumoring about myself early in my life, and that some interesting progressions had occurred, and that I maybe would like to talk to a pastor, and the young lady greeted me very nicely, and I hope and pray that she's still just safe. And she walked away to another office to speak to the pastor. And while she was away, I noticed that another office door was open, and I stood away to the hallway and looked into the office and saw that there was an untended computer, and that on the computer screen there was a portrayal of the moon. But a difficulty became apparent right away. The difficulty was that the representation of the moon on the computer screen showed new features of the moon bubbling to the surface from within it. So anyway, to me that was a very difficult controversy. So anyway, I forget what the young lady said when she returned to her reception desk, but the pastor was unavailable to speak to, and so I wished the young lady a good day and walked away. So anyway, again, another indication. I think, well, let's talk about something, and then I noticed a graphic portrayal as though new lunar features were bubbling to the surface from within, when observed fact was that there were being impacts. So hopefully, hopefully the matters will be resolved peacefully. Remembering that, does any well, certainly many people remember the old wish of world without end, amen, in churches. I don't remember what church the particular saying originated in, but certainly there's difficulties pertaining to the moon in the Vatican. I noticed during recent years that sometimes all there is an artist rendering of the moon when the Pope is photographed or illustrated. I just it's really it's kind of sad that there has to be difficulty about it. But apparently there was an origin in early history. It could be that even around the time of Christ, as a matter of fact, that there had been a prediction of an end of the world, and that there was something about the moon perceived as being that would be the cause. But instead there was saving. And saving is usually quiet, but the calamities are loud. The conspiring is loud. The pandemonium of the noise that you hear in your traffic is in this area is always focused at me. It certainly has something to do with former family corruption, and there's a lot of detail that would be impossible to include in a video. But again, hoping that everyone remains safe. Uh, you know, the moon is out in the sky, and we can understand that earlier in history also that at night when people are safe, the soft light of the moon is pleasing, and you know it doesn't cause anything to happen to anybody. There's others who have different beliefs pertaining to the moon, and sometimes beliefs are fulfilling in various ways. We know that the moon is. If you all you have to do is look to old Hollywood movies to see how the moon is portrayed in scary movies. So there's you know, we understand that there are some who like to terrorize people, and that there are others that want there to be stability and truth instead. So hopefully, nice truth will prevail. And since even before these messages, there's certainly difficulties around the world, but hopefully pertaining to the moon, there'll just be stability. Have a good night.